What happens when we stop fearing consequences and start trusting our ability to face them? We gain confidence. And not just the positive self-talk kind of confidence. You gain the kind of confidence that is grounded and stable, that leads to increased self-esteem. Confidence is not believing that nothing bad will happen. Confidence is believing that whatever happens, you have the ability to face it. Most people think that confidence comes from success. I don't. I think confidence comes from discovering that you can survive failure. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, 天下无难事，只怕有心人. And a common translation for this is, nothing is difficult under the heaven for a determined person. But I think there's something deeper hidden inside these words. The proverb is not saying difficulty does not exist. Difficulties absolutely exist. Life is full of challenges. Life is full of uncertainty. Life is full of consequences. The proverb is pointing towards something else. The greatest obstacle is often not the challenge itself. The greatest obstacle is the doubtful heart, the part of us that does not trust ourselves, the part of us that believes, I can't handle that, I won't survive that. If that happens, everything will fall apart. And I think this is where confidence is often misunderstood. There's a common belief that confidence believes that everything will work out, that life will go according to plan, that things will be okay. But life doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes relationships end. Sometimes businesses fail. Sometimes opportunities disappear. Sometimes people disappoint us. Sometimes we make costly mistakes. Sometimes things genuinely hurt. So if confidence depends on life always going well, then confidence becomes very fragile, because life will prove otherwise. I think there's a deeper form of confidence, a more resilient form. Confidence is not believing in nothing bad will happen. Confidence is believing whatever happens, you can face it. Notice the difference. One trusts outcome, the other trusts themselves. And I think self-trust is one of the most valuable things a person can develop. When I look at people who seem genuinely confident, they don't appear confident because they never fail. They appear confident because they have developed the trust in their ability to handle reality. Somewhere along the way, they gathered evidence. Evidence that they could survive from disappointments. Evidence that they can survive from mistakes. Evidence that they could solve problems. Evidence that they could adapt. Evidence that they could keep going. And slowly, that evidence becomes confidence. This is why I believe that confidence is built through facing consequences and not by avoiding them. Think about a child learning to ride a bicycle. The child doesn't become confident before falling. The child becomes confident after falling, after getting back up, after trying again, after discovering that falling wasn't the end of the world. Confidence was built through the consequences. The same is true for nearly everything in life. Think about public speaking. Many people are terrified of embarrassment, so they avoid speaking. But confidence isn't built by avoiding embarrassment. Confidence is built by speaking, feeling nervous, stumbling over words, surviving it, and realizing, oh, I didn't die. The same thing happens in relationships. Many people fear rejection, so they avoid vulnerability. They avoid difficult conversations. They avoid honesty. But confidence in relationships isn't built through avoiding rejection. It's built through learning that even if rejection happens, you survived. You can learn from it. You can continue growing. Confidence emerged through consequences, not around them. I think many of us spend years trying to eliminate consequences from our lives. We avoid risks. We avoid uncertainty. We avoid mistakes. We avoid criticism. We avoid failure. We avoid discomfort. We avoid difficult conversations. But in doing so, we avoid the experiences that help us build confidence. It's a little like wanting muscles but refusing to lift weights. The resistance is what creates strength. And consequences are often the psychological equivalents of resistance. They stretch us, they challenge us, they reveal us, they develop us. Now, this does not mean we should seek suffering. It simply means we stop treating consequences as enemies, because consequences are teachers. When we make a mistake, consequences teaches us. When we take a risk, consequences teaches us. When we fail, consequences teaches us. When we succeed, consequences teaches us. Life is constantly giving us feedback, and the people who grow the most are often people who became willing students. Think about the most resilient person you know. Perhaps they have been through heartbreak, financial difficulties, loss, failure, disappointment. Perhaps life has knocked them down many times, yet somehow they continue to move forward. Why? Because somewhere along the way, they learned something powerful. They learned, I can handle hard things. And once a person truly knows that, fear begins to lose its grip. Not because fear disappears, but because self-trust grows larger than fear. I think this is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. Stop asking, how do I make sure nothing bad happens? And start asking, how do I become someone who can handle anything that happens? One question seeks control, the other develops strength. And strength creates freedom. Because the more you trust yourself, the less you need certainty. The more you trust yourself, the less you need life to go exactly according to plan. You become willing to try, willing to risk, willing to grow, willing to fail, willing to learn. Because you know whatever happens, you will meet it. And perhaps that is what confidence really is. Not certainty, not fearlessness, not perfection, not success, but self-trust. The quiet belief that no matter what life places in front of you, you will find a way through. You may stumble, you may struggle, you may fall, but you will learn, you will adapt, you will rise again. And every consequence you face becomes another piece of evidence. Evidence that you are stronger than you thought. Evidence that you are more resilient than you realized. Evidence that you can trust yourself. So perhaps confidence isn't something that we can acquire. Perhaps confidence is something we uncover, one consequence at a time, one challenge at a time, one lesson at a time. Because under the sky, the greatest challenge was never the obstacle itself. It was the doubtful heart. And the antidote to a doubtful heart is not certainty. It's self-trust. So, I hope you enjoyed that. That was the final video of this 4-part series. And I would love to know what part of this video or what of this video has resonated with you. Drop it in the comment. I would love to read about it. Also, If you have topics that you would like for me to discuss or like to watch me make a video of, drop in the comments and I'd love to see what I can do. And thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun creating these videos and I shall see you very, very soon.